Yeah.
Investing is simply with it's making a decision with intention on a return. So input with an intention on greater output.
Yeah.
And if you do that, then you are sure to gain.
Yeah.
You are sure to grow through life. But also, more specifically, let me tell you how much of a cheat code that beginning to invest at 18 years old or 20 years old as opposed to 35 years old. Let me just paint the picture for you. So if a person invests, say, let's just use fake numbers, but it's gonna put it into perspective. Let's say a 18-year-old invests $150 per month for the next 20 years until they're 40. Let's say a person that's 35 invests $150 a month until they're 40 as well. Of course, there's a longer duration, but something that you need to take into account when you begin investing right now is compound. The fact that with greater sums of money, you will have greater output, you will have greater outcomes, you will have greater gains from that money. So let's say you right now, you have a job. You don't really have any bills. I didn't really have no bills in high school for real. I mean, I had like business expenses and stuff like that. But other than that, I mean, gas, bro, you got $150 every single month.
Yeah.
If you start doing that right now and you don't stop until you're 50, 60, you are a for sure millionaire. This is one of the ways that people secure their future. They secure their future by literally investing early and running the numbers so that they will be a for sure millionaire. So now you have this $150 every single month. And I'm not saying those are the actual numbers. It may be more. You may have to do $1,000 a month. But while you have that investing over there, you can now utilize your 20s to invest in other things, building your skills, building a business, building your network, things that will be risky. And so that goes into my next point, which is to avoid not taking risk. Because you need to be able to, especially while we're young, you have this bandwidth, you have this energy level. You need to be able to go into these situations and try your hand so that you can figure out what works. That is how you're going to gain experience.
Yeah.
That's how you're going to turn from a 20-year-old to a 30-year-old.
Them risk.
You know what I'm saying? And investing is also another risk.
Yeah. Make sure the risk are calculated risk as well, though.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And that's one thing. And I agree with that wholeheartedly. But also, I encourage uncalculated risk. Because there's been some things that have been uncalculated in my life that turned out to be the best decision. It was just, I made a decision in that moment. I took the risk in that moment. I saw the opportunity and I took a risk in that moment. And it turned out to be something that was very fruitful. So, of course, you know, don't be completely uncalculated. Look at an overview of the situation. If it makes sense, cool. If it doesn't make sense, make a decision. But I'm just saying that everything doesn't have to be super, super, super duper planned and calculated, because that's how you get stuck in overthinking and
facts.
Loops.
It just comes down to like what you like I always say, like what you want out of life at the end of the day. If this risk has the potential to get you closer to your desired reality, shit, then take it. You know what I'm saying? So that's really what it come down to for real.
Yeah. Figuring out what you want in life.
Yeah.
Is another thing that people should do.
Yeah, and that gets me to a point is that like I would say like for your 20s, bruh, try a little bit of everything. You know what I'm saying? Like even if you good at one thing, I would still say still kind of just try stuff. You know what I'm saying? Just live, because we're not gonna have as much freedom and high levels of energy and time as we will when we 30, 40 years old, married for real, and kids, grandkids and shit like that. So I would say just like if you wanna try snorkeling, bro, go snorkeling, my nigga. If you wanna got jump out a plane, go jump out a plane too. Like you could do both. Like
If you want to film a movie, go film a movie.
never feel like you got to be stuck in the box. That's really what I'm trying to get to, bro. It's like never feel like you supposed to be stuck in a box or you just have this label on you and like, well, this is my label, so this is what I'm supposed to do with my life. Like, nah, bro. Like, think outside the box, live outside the box. You know what I'm saying? Live life. That's what I'm really trying to get to too. Is just live, bro. Live. Don't take shit too seriously,
Like
bro.
dead ass, bro. Don't take shit too serious. That's another point, bro.
Yeah.
Like genuinely. And that actually goes back to the other point that I made, the end of the world thought process. It's just, bro, don't take this stuff too serious, bro.
Yeah.
Like sooner or later, think about it right now. You're in college right now. Do you talk to the people that you knew in high school for real?
Man,
You probably don't. But guess what? At the time you were in high school with them, you probably took the situations with them serious. You probably was like, bro, shout us out, bro, you know what I'm saying? All this stuff, but now you don't even care about it.
Yeah.
So with that knowledge, what does that tell you? It tells you that present moment looks one way, future moment looks another way. So let's not hype ourselves or stress ourselves in the moment and thinking that this moment is just what it is because it's not what it is.
Yeah.
And given your actions, you can change it.
Yeah, that's why I always say don't be a prisoner of the present moment.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because you got to start thinking like God, can't be thinking like a human.
Okay.
You're going to be trapped.
Oh God, gotta be thinking omnipresent,
Yeah.
unlimited.
Facts.
Gotta be thinking things like that. I would go into another point with that is do not limit your mind. So we kind of bundled a few points in there. Don't limit your mind is the one I'm gonna add though, because transitioning from a young person to a young adult to an adult, you're getting a lot of advice from the people that are adults and seniors. And depending on your environment, depends, what type of limitations they've placed on their life and what type of limitations they've experienced. So you may be getting all of this information, and this actually goes back to our last episode, which was talking about not letting opinions affect us so much, or why we let opinions affect us so much. You'll hear all of this stuff and you will begin to limit yourself. You will go into 20, 21 years old, 22 years old, and you look at these situations that someone maybe had a conversation with you about before, and you'll say, maybe I don't need to do that because this person said that. And those limitations, bro, I see no room for limitation in my life, especially with the route that I chose. I don't see limitations being beneficial in any regard. Maybe limitations on your viciousness, if you want to call it that, in situations. But other than that, I think that adopting the mindset of an unlimited being is very beneficial to have in your 20s.
Yeah. I can't remember who said it or the quote verbatimly, but it was like limitations is only exists to the man who is like a coward or something like that.
Yeah.
Because like they think, well, can't go beyond this level, so I'm gonna just stop here.
Like, bro, that's crazy, bro. I ain't never thought that. I ain't never thought that. Like, how do you get that mindset?
Yeah. I think that's a poverty mindset. I believe it gets passed down from generation to generation first, and also environment. And that's also what I want to speak on too, is like when you in your 20s, bro, make sure the people around you are really beneficial for you. And don't care about how many people may be in your circle, because you could have 10 people in your circle, but you could have 3 close people and they can be way more valuable than those 10 people. So like, for one, like I said, like it's a quote that's like, you are the 5 people you hang around the most. So for you watching this video, sit down and think about that. Like, damn, who do I hang around the most? And count 5 people, and you just a reflection of them, and they're a reflection of you. And if you don't like that, then something has to change for you and your life. You know what I'm saying?
Sometimes.
And I don't want to get too off topic, but like I was really thinking about this a lot last night. Cause with my own life, I just graduated college, and it's a quote. It's like the only thing constant is change, bro. So be acceptable to change, because change is always gonna happen throughout life. Every day you're constantly changing. The world is constantly changing. So you have to first allow yourself to be open to change, and then be like water, just flow with the change. You know what I'm saying? So don't be afraid to lose friends, bro. That's just part of the journey to self-enlightenment, to being a human being.
Yo, on God, fuck them folks.
Yeah.